Hot Summer 16, playing dirty, not clean. Ain't nobody out here messing with this Houston Texans football team. Yeah. Yeah. What's up, YouTube? Your boy back once again with another sport topic, and today we're going to talk some football. Houston Texans football. Yes, we are prime and ready to win the 2016 Super Bowl, baby. Houston Texans ready to win that 2016 Super Bowl. Huh? We about to go to the 2021 season? Damn. This changes everything now. Because exactly how it feels. It seems like the Houston Texans are stuck in 2016, and they got the All-Pro 2016 prime and ready to win the 2016 Super Bowl, but yet we playing football in 2021. Because you go out there, after what you seen, let's talk about these moves. After what you seen last season, you decided to restructure and keep David Johnson instead of cutting David Johnson like you cut Duke Johnson. And I was kind of on the fence about cutting Duke Johnson because, we never utilized him properly, and we don't know what's going to happen with this whole Deshaun Watson thing. So you might as well go ahead and save that salary cap space. But I would rather have Duke than David because Duke is way more productive than David, and it goes both ways. If you got Deshaun Watson or you don't have Deshaun Watson, I like that type of running back. And Duke is a better version of David Johnson because David Johnson ain't it no more, bro. Like, he just ain't it. It's not 2016 no more. But yet still, even though with last game of the season, I think he had 100 yards receiving against the Bengals. He had 100 yards rushing against the Titans, if I'm not mistaken. Like, his last three games, the Colt game, no, I think he had 100 yards receiving against the Colts, the second game against the Colts. But the last three games of the season, he played well. I give him that. He had his best three games were the last three games of the season, and he played decent on the first game. He had especially that touchdown. That touchdown he had was a good touchdown. But and the season opened against Kansas City. But all in all, David Johnson just won it this whole year, and we knew that going into the season. Everybody knew that. Everybody with half a brain, outside of Jack Easter being Bill O'Brien, knew that David Johnson wasn't going to be it. But yet and still, for some strange, odd reason, you restructure his contract. Just cutting bait with him. I understand you still save money at the end of the day, but still, go ahead and cut bait with him. Then you restructure Brandon Cook's contract. I actually agree with that because now don't get it wrong. I like Brandon Cooks. Don't get it wrong. I would much rather have Hopkins, and damn sure much rather have Will Fuller. And we're gonna talk about that as well. But I understand where you're coming from because I want to keep Brandon Cooks. Even, like I said, don't matter if you have Deshaun Watson or not, you need weapons. You need speed, especially with some of these quarterbacks in this draft have arm strength and arm talent and deep ball throwers. You need down-the-field threats. One of the reasons why I feel it's a huge mistake not to franchise tag Will Fuller. I don't care how you slice it. To me, in my opinion, it is a huge mistake. It is. Oh, that's $16.5 million. I don't give a damn. The franchise tag is tailor-made for somebody specifically like Will Fuller, a guy who, when he's playing football, on the field, his talent is unquestionable. But he has something off the field issues or injury concerns, whatever. That's the reason why you drawbacks about you giving him a long-term contract. So you franchise tag him to prove, okay, can you stay healthy throughout the whole season without using PEDs, even though you're gonna miss the first game of the season because you stayed healthy last year, but you got the whole PED question. So can you stay healthy without PEDs, for one? And two, if we don't have Deshaun Watson, if we have to go out there with a rookie quarterback or some type of bridge quarterback, can you still be as productive as you was with Deshaun Watson or to some level of that production? Which I think he can answer that bill because he was productive his rookie year with Brock Osweiler. And remember, Brock Osweiler, the guy who only gave Hopkins, I think, 950 yards. Like the only time after Hopkins' rookie year, the only time Hopkins didn't catch over 1,000 yards was the Brock Osweiler year. So we know it was more so with the quarterback than the player because we know what type of talent Hop is. And we know that Fuller came out there like gangbusters. I think he's the first receiver in NFL history to have 100 yards in back-to-back games, in his back-to-back debut games. Like season opener in the second game, he had 100 yards both those games. He would have had 200 yards against the Bears in the season opener if he wouldn't have dropped that touchdown in the second half of the game. He had a wide open. There would have been an 80-yard bomb for a touchdown, but the whole drops. Which, to be honest, he's cleared that up outside that Kansas City game last year, back in 2019. he actually cleared that game up. He actually cleared that drop game, and funny thing that came after his best game against the Falcons, the whole 203 touchdown game. The next game he had one of his worst games of his career with all those drops against Kansas City. But other than that, he's for the most part has cleared up the drop issue. And again, that's why you franchise tag him to see can he repeat this, and if he repeats it, hey, either you franchise tag him again or you reward him with a long-term deal. But I think you need those type of weapons, especially with the arm talent of quarterbacks in this draft. Or if Deshaun Watson ends up staying, you need both Will Fuller and Brandon Cooks. So I'm cool with the restructuring of Brandon Cooks. I would much rather have Will Fuller and Hopkins, obviously, but I would like to have Brandon Cooks. Like same thing with Steals. Like they kind of like slapped themselves when they traded away Hopkins to bring in Brandon Cooks, and you got Fuller, you got Cooks, you got Steals, but then you cut Steals in the middle of the season, which I think Steals might be more so him not wanting to play football because, the whole social injustice situation, because he was one of the guys, he was the last one to report to camp because he was weighing his options about if he really wanted to play football. So that might be a whole different type of situation. But all in all, I'm okay with the restructuring and Brandon Cook situation. Then you sign Mark Ingram. Don't get it wrong. I actually like Mark Ingram. But this is not 2016. Like, I like Mark Ingram better than David Johnson. I think Mark Ingram's a better running back than David Johnson. Mark Ingram won the Heisman in 2009, 2010 at Bama? Here we are 2021. I think he was drafted in the 2011 draft. He's a 10-year veteran running back. That's not going to give you much. And I like Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram was productive in that whole system with Alvin Kamara and he was productive with Alvin Kamara and the Saints, and then back though he's productive again with productive again with Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. Are we gonna run that same type of system? Like, are we gonna run the same type of system? Or is Deshaun come back and we run that same type of system? Are we drafting Justin Fields or Trey Lance and then they run the type of system? Like what are we doing? Because I like Mark Ingram. He's not a bell cow running back. And I damn sure don't want to see him and David Johnson splitting carries like that. This is not 2016. This is not. And another thing, probably the thing that's the most frustrating to me so far about the little cuts that we've done and the re-signings that we've done, why the fuck do we bring back Vernon Hargreaves? Why? I don't care if it was just a 1-year contract. I don't care if it was a 10-day contract for $2. I don't want Hargreaves nowhere near a Houston Texans jersey unless he's working at Academy ringing somebody up. That's it. I don't want him nowhere near jersey. That's it. He is not good. Listen to me now. He is hot butter garbage. He's not good at all. Not in football. Not at all. He's not good at football at all. And then as soon as somebody overthrows the receiver or receiver drops the pass, he hop up. Sit your ass down. You ain't did shit. Like, you ain't done nothing. But you want to... Like, you out there just swatting people down. Like, you out there just Reeves Ivan. Just like Reeves Ivan just like locking people up. No. You are not good at football. Why did they re-sign him? I don't understand it. I'm saying he was like a top 15 pick in 2016? Again, this whole notion. This is not 2016 anymore. This is 2021. We are going into the 2021 season. But I think there's a reason why they're doing this. And I don't want to get into this now. I'm going to save that for another video because there's some other stuff that's going on. This is going to be too long. But I think there's a real reason why they're doing some of the moves that they're doing. And it could be a huge payoff. Or it could backfire tremendously. I'm just leaving it at that. Now, I want to talk about the head coach, David Culley. Y'all seen the interview? Okay. My takeaway from this interview is my same takeaway that I had from his introductory interview, and that is the fix is in, and the Texans ain't fooling nobody. They hired a good old boy. They hired a yes sir, no some boss. type coach. Let me tell you something. They hired somebody they can control. The NFL was breathing down the Texans' neck, for basically damn near forcing them, hey, y'all gotta hire a minority head coach. What you call it, from the Chargers got fired. So now it's only 3 minority head coaches and only 2 blacks. With Flores and Tom Coughlin, and then the other one is Ron Rivera. Oh, and then Robert Saleh is considered a minority as well. So there's only 4 minority coaches, only 2 blacks. You need to hire a minority, and it really needs to be a black one. So out of all the candidates, they hired this guy. No disrespect to David Culley at all. I know a lot of people out there saying they feel bad for him. He's in a bad position. And at first I was like, yeah, I kind of feel bad for him too. But then I thought about it. No, I don't. Not because he took the job and he knew what he was getting himself into. He took this job for a reason. And let me break it down. He's been in the NFL for 27 years. Has never, ever been a coordinator. Never been a coordinator. Never been an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. He's been a position coach. Never been a coordinator. And he doesn't have aspirations, in my opinion, to be a head coach. Now I know John Harbaugh. I think he was a special teams. He was a special teams coordinator. Like, he wasn't an offensive or defensive coordinator. He was a special teams coordinator with Philadelphia with Andy Reid, if I'm not mistaken, before he got the job at Baltimore. But yeah, he wasn't in the field for 27 years, being a position coach for 27 years. Yeah, he wasn't the offensive or defensive coordinator, but yeah, still he wasn't cutting his teeth as a position coach for decades, damn near 3 decades, before he got a head coaching opportunity. He wanted to be a head coach. I think David Culley, if I become a head coach, I ain't tripping, but I'm cool with being a coordinator. I'm cool with being a position coach. Therefore, he had no drive to even be a coordinator. So why would he even have a drive to be an actual head coach? So he would take this bull because you're going to pay him to take this bull. Bieniemy, Byron Leftwich, who Byron Leftwich was one of my top guys. Bieniemy, Leslie Frazier. These guys wouldn't have took this job. The reason why is because they actually have head coach aspirations. Bieniemy and Byron Leftwich for damn sure want to be head coaches. They damn sure want to be head coaches. Leslie Frazier's been the head coach in Minnesota, and he went back to being the DC. I think he has aspirations to being the head coach again. They don't want to put themselves and tie themselves to a situation that's a failure. That if this goes south, if it goes south, they'll never get another head coaching job ever again. They don't want to be put in that situation. That's the situation that Culley's in. But Culley's in a win-win situation. If Deshaun Watson comes back, or they make a blockbuster trade and get a whole bunch of picks and a whole bunch of things like that, and the Houston Texans go on to win the Super Bowl, he gets to sit up there holding the trophy up high as a Super Bowl champion. That's the best case there. He gets to hold up a Super Bowl champion. He getting paid. He's Super Bowl champion. He gravy. He on the gravy train. But worst case scenario, if the Houston Texans bottom out and go 0-16 for the next 2 years, he gets fired after 2 seasons with an 0-32 record. He signed a 5-year contract. Coaches' contracts are fully guaranteed. So if they get fired, they still get paid. I mean, he gets to sit on his ass for 3 years and get paid. He's in a win-win situation because it's not like it's going to affect his legacy. He doesn't have a legacy to begin with. He don't have a legacy, so he doesn't care. I'll take the bullets. That's the reason why they put him front. They put him front and center as a sacrificial lamb out there to take these interviews and take these questions. You know they're gonna ask about Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson's not been traded. You know they're gonna ask about Deshaun Watson. You know they're gonna ask about your conversation with Deshaun Watson. You fly talking about Deshaun Watson committed to the Houston Texans. In what way? In what capacity? How is he committed to the Houston Texans? They did that on purpose. They did that to deflect. They did that. They did that. Hey, we gonna put him on center, and he gonna take all these bullets. And you know what? He's perfectly fine with that. That's the reason why he took the job. He took the job knowing it's going in. That he knows that it's gonna be a whole bunch of scrutiny, but he's gonna get paid for it. You know, we got this term. He a good old boy. He yes some no some. Like that. No disrespect to him, but that's just what he is. He's gonna take this in. But Bieniemy's not. Because Bieniemy wants to be a head coach. Bieniemy's going to stand his own 10 toes and be like, no, where's Deshaun at? If Bieniemy was doing that interview, do you think Bieniemy would go out there and be like, oh, Deshaun committed to Houston Texans? Do you really think he'll say that? Do you think Byron Leftwich would say that? Leslie Frazier, I really don't really too much know, but I doubt it. But David Culley is. He did. And that's the reason why. They want somebody to control. They went there and did what they were supposed to do, and while they were forced to hire a minority, but they got one who they can control. That's why they found one who had no coaching aspirations at all to be a head coach. No, David Culley's name is never, ever, 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 ever been thrown up in a head coaching cycle. They haven't even been thrown in a coordinator cycle. But yet you hired him to be your head football coach. Why? Because you couldn't do what you want to do. Because I believe in a perfect world, the Houston Texans would hire Joe Brady. But when the whole Caserio thing popped off and Deshaun started saying what he was saying, Joe Brady was like, hold up, wait a minute. Hold up. I want to talk to Deshaun Watson. Joe Brady was more of a grown man than they thought he would be at the age of 31. They thought he was going to be just wide-eyed, bushy-tailed and just I'll take the job. No. He's like, no, because he knows I have actual head coaching aspirations. I want to be a successful head coach in this NFL. So I'm not about to tie myself to a hip and you don't know what's going on with this. Well, you don't know with the franchise quarterback, the same best quarterback in the NFL. You don't know what's going on with him. No, I didn't talk to Deshaun first before I take this job. And that's why Joe Brady disappeared, because there was no conversation with Deshaun. They was talking to Airbnb. They're talking to Leslie Frazier. And I think they would have took Leslie Frazier. They were throwing Airbnb just to dangle the little carrot, you know what I'm saying, in front of the Texan fans, to dangle the little carrot in front of Deshaun Watson. And Deshaun Watson and his team, they knew all that was fake. Then they knew that was fake. And unless he was hired, all that was going to be fake. And that's exactly what it was. And I'm pretty sure EB was like, all this is cool, but before I accept the job, I need to talk to Deshaun. I need to talk to Deshaun. Which, to be honest, on the cool, he doesn't really have to do all that, because he just talk. Well, I guess because Deshaun technically is under contract with somebody else, and he's a coach from another team. He can't talk to Deshaun on his own. So I mean, I guess he would have to find like a permission way to talk to him, because it would be like, I guess, a quote unquote some type of tampering situation if he went out and called Deshaun on his own. But in all, that's just pretty much what it is. Like I said, and my boy Byron didn't get no looks from nobody. Oh, but that's about to change. Trust and believe. That's about to change. I told y'all about Byron Leftwich 2 years ago. I told you about Byron Leftwich, and I hope, because to be honest, I think that David Culley at best has 2 seasons. At best, he signed a 5-year contract. I say 2 seasons. Maybe if he has one like halfway decent season somewhere, that he might be able to squeeze a 3rd season out of it. He ain't seeing 4. Damn sure ain't seeing 5. And I could see a situation that he don't even see 2. That he can be fired after a season. Because he's not the guy who they really wanted. He's the guy who the NFL forced him to hire. So I think, I say the chalk favorite should be 2 years. Possibly, maybe, if he could squeeze out 3, that's the absolute best he can do. And like I say, I could see a situation he only sees 1 season. And I would definitely love, Deshaun Watson or not, definitely love to see Byron Leftwich take this job. But I don't see Byron Leftwich taking this job with the messes going on in the front office, the way this ownership is being ran, and also the uncertainty at the quarterback position. Now, if Deshaun Watson comes back and he plays, or if you get a massive haul and you end up drafting a franchise quarterback, whatever the case may be, then I would be more open to Byron Leftwich being the head coach, because that's who he was my number 2 candidate. It was him and Lincoln Riley. They were 1 and 2, and it was a strong 1 and 2. I've been good with either or, but that's with Deshaun Watson being the head. That's with Deshaun Watson being the quarterback. Not in this mess we're going. In this mess, I don't want no good candidate to touch this mess. And I think that's the reason why they ended up cutting Josh McCown, because Josh McCown actually has head coaching aspirations, and we always say, okay, Josh McCown is basically going to be the head coach in waiting. Like, he's going to be the offense coordinator, and then he's going to be the head coach in waiting. And he's like, wait a minute, because I think Josh McCown, at the very least, has the makings of being a good offensive coordinator, because he's a backup quarterback, played for multiple teams, and was a backup quarterback for multiple teams, been around multiple different systems. So he knows the position. He's been in a lot of different systems. He's been around the NFL for a long time. That's what normally makes a good coordinator / eventual head coach, because He's not the ultimate talented guy. He's not the guy who, because he can step on the field, he can throw the ball, he can zip the ball like that. He's a guy who had to study and watch and learn, watch film and break down sessions and stuff like that, so he can teach that, because he wasn't the ultimate talented guy. He's the guy who had to sit back and learn. He had to be the book nerd. So he definitely has the qualifications to be, the potential to be a good offensive coordinator and possibly potentially be a good head coach. He doesn't want to tie himself to this mess, because just like I said about Bieniemy and Leftwich and Frazier, he has aspirations of actually being an actual head coach. Eventually, he has aspirations of being a successful head coach. Now, don't get me wrong. If he came to Houston and failed as a head coach because of the mess, because we already know what it is, he would get another look eventually. Bieniemy, Byron Leftwich, and Leslie Frazier, they would have took this job and they would have failed. It would have been a wrap. Damn sure from Leslie Frazier, because he's already had a failed attempt. Bieniemy and Byron may have got another shot eventually, but it's been years down the line, like Leslie Frazier's taking years down the line. But it would have been hard pressed. Josh McCown could have took this job, failed. Maybe 2 years later, boom, got another opportunity, just because we already know what it is. So we already know what it is. But I feel that the Texans took David Culley because he's a token. He's just fine. Again, no disrespect to David Culley. And I want David because he's coaching the Houston Texans. So I want him and the Houston Texans to be successful. I want them to be good moving forward. But I just call it like I see it. And that's exactly what I see. I see a token. I see somebody the NFL forces the Texans to hire, somebody they can control, who's only going to see possibly 2, maybe 3 years, but I could definitely see a situation where he only sees 1 year as being the head coach. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. And people are like, I feel bad for him because he's in a tough spot. Bro took the job, and he took the job for a reason, because he knows that. He knows he's going to absorb all the bullets. He's going to take the brunt. He's going to take all that, because he's just going to take all that, and he's going to ride off in the sunset. Either the Texans win and he's a successful head coach, and he gets coaching accolades, or he gets to have the taste of being the head coach, and your name on the bright lights and your name on the program, and you get the interviews, and you get the press conferences, you get all the glitz and glamour, you get to be the life of the party, you get to be the life of the party, and you're getting paid for it. And then if it don't work out and you go, like, you end up bottoming out, and you get fired, you're gonna have 3 years left, 2 to 3 years left on the contract where you get to sit home and collect that check and do absolutely nothing. Forget a retirement plan. He's just chilling at the house, getting paid, not doing a damn thing. Like, even though Bill O'Brien is coaching in Alabama, because Bill O'Brien didn't take an NFL job, Bill O'Brien's still getting paid by the Houston Texans. Still getting paid because he didn't take a head coach. Like, I think it's only if you take a head coaching job, because Brian Gaines is still getting paid as well. And he's not the general manager. Brian Gaines still getting. And if I'm not, no, I think because Rich Smith resigned, so I don't think Rich Smith's still getting paid, because he stepped down. But he still said he was keeping his VP title. So I don't know, maybe he's still getting paid as a VP, because I think he said he just stepped down to be a general manager, and he's still keeping his VP. Remember, he said it's a comma, not a period. So I don't know if he was still getting paid or not. But I know Brian Gaines is. I know Brian Gaines still getting paid. I know Bill O'Brien's still getting paid. And I see the situation, not Tim Kelly, but David Culley is still gonna be getting paid after 2 years from now. He's gonna be sitting at the house getting paid, because I just think that's the fix is in. It's not even really a fix. I think they told him this going forward. Then that's probably the reason why they gave him 5. Yeah, we're gonna give you a 5-year contract, and this is it. I'm pretty sure they probably laid everything out. And David Culley like, okay, cool, I'll do it. I ain't got no problems. But EB wouldn't have done it. Byron Leftwich wouldn't have done it. Leslie Frazier wouldn't have done it, because they have no intentions on being a token. They trying to be an actual head coach. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't, comment below if you haven't, click that bell, get more videos. I holla.